What's going on, guys? I'm here with Luis Cabrera, head coach at Jiu-Jitsu Lounge here near
legs.
He's got off balance here. He's about to get ripped himself. He's got to get up. Good job hiding his heel right here when Jake.
City. And basically, he's going to be giving everybody who's doing their very first competition tips. So if you could give anybody who's doing their very first comp any tips, what would you say?
Well, the very main thing that I would give anybody, if this is your first competition, I mean, let's just think about why are you choosing to compete? I assume you want to test yourself, right? So what I'm going to say is don't put so much emphasis on the result. You're going in to test yourself. You don't know what the result is going to be. It could be a win. It could be a loss. Obviously, we want to win, but you just want to go in there and test yourself and do the very best that you can. Don't put so much emphasis on the result, but put the emphasis on your performance. Try to do all of the things that you already like to do and that you do well in practice, and then just go and commit, and then you work out and troubleshoot all of the things that you did wrong afterwards.
Okay. And second question, do you remember the first submission that you ever got in comp?
Yeah, the very first submission was the sloppiest rear naked choke I've ever seen. I really just got to the guy's back. I don't know if I had hooks or not, but I just tried to wrap my hands around his neck and try to squeeze, and I ended up getting it. I was a white belt at the time. I think I had like maybe 4 or 5 months into training. So it is what it is. Rear naked choke for the win. OG of all submissions.
Thank you so much, Luis. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
So I'm here with Andrew Franco, the Buggy Lord, head coach of the Jiu-Jitsu Lounge here in New York City. And I just wanted to ask, for anybody who's doing their very first competition, what tips would you give them?
I would say have a game plan, but don't stay married to it. I remember in some of my earlier fights, like I would have a game plan, and if it didn't work, it was like, oh my God, 911, what the fuck do I do? And I would lose my focus, and I felt because I was in like that emergency state, that made me lose the fight. So I think you should have a game plan, but like have like a loose interpretation of it. Basically, if it's not going the way you planned, you're kind of prepared for the route plan B or C or D, whatever the case may be.
Cool. And do you remember your very first sub in competition?
I think I want to say it was a bow and arrow, honestly speaking. In the gi, like maybe second or third fight.
And now you don't even train in the gi.
Yeah, that's just like fucking 4 years out the door, 4 or 5 years now. Been doing straight no gi now.
Beautiful, beautiful. So again, here at the Jiu-Jitsu Lounge in New York City. Thank you, Andrew Franco. So if I had to give anybody who's doing their very first competition any tips, I would say it would be more focusing on the mental aspect. Like, you're gonna be scared. You have to be okay with the fact that, like, hey, you're going to go do a fight, more or less. You have to be okay with that. Have fun with it, you know, like nobody is going to care if you lose. Your parents are still gonna love you, your girlfriend or boyfriend is still gonna love you, your teammates are not gonna kick you out the gym because you lost in comp. No one cares. I would say also, like, figure out if you do lose, how did you lose? You know, what mistakes were made, and ask those questions to your coaches or somebody who is a little bit further up on the spectrum of jiu-jitsu. And my very first sub in competition, nobody believes me, but I have the video for it, was a Hindula team in like my second ever competition ever.
Sit back.
You gotta get your hands back. You gotta get your hands back. Don't put your head out.
Sit up. Posture up.
Press your in. Press your in. Ron, keep that leg.
Hey, watch his posture. Watch his posture.
Keep the leg stuck so you can't triangle you. John, keep that leg stuck. Keep that leg stuck.
Feel me? Shout out to Ben Eddy. Big 10P. But yeah, if you're doing your very first comp, just make sure you have fun with it, because jiu-jitsu is fun.